So we're gonna make a Caribbean inspired dish tonight. Sam's Caribbean style soup chicken. It's pretty easy to make. I have about 14 or 15 drumsticks in here because we have a very large family. I've got some lime, so basically I'll squeeze the juice over the chicken, and from what I've read and what I've heard, a lot of the Caribbean peoples use lime to wash their chicken.
My stepdad's from Trinidad. He used lime as well, but my biological dad, who's also from Trinidad, he actually soaked his chicken with milk.
All right, so some people use vinegar, some people use milk, and some people use lime. Any citrus, anything with acid in it would do the job. Maybe the enzymes in the milk, it tenderizes the meat. I think the idea here is just to melt some of the fat and to get rid of any bacteria on the chicken. So now I put a little water in there, so I'm going to stir it around a little. The lime is getting all of the scum and crap off of the chicken meat, and it doesn't taste so chickeny. So as you can see, some of the fat's already breaking up on the chicken and it's floating in the water. And we'll let that soak for about 5 minutes, and then I'll pour it off and rinse the chicken. I don't have any shadow beni. The Caribbean people use what they call green seasoning, and I don't have that, so I'm gonna just kind of wing it tonight. I've been washing the chicken here in lime juice and water. You can see a lot of the fat, a lot of the nastiness is coming out of that chicken. Okay, so this is a really large tomato. You don't need quite that much if you're going to make a smaller batch. But we have a large family, so we use lots of vegetables. Okay, so I'm going to chop up the garlic next. All right. I kind of crush it a little bit so I can peel it a lot easier. Once you crush the garlic like that, the skin comes right off. Then you can just cut the end. That's what works for me. I'm going to use 4 fairly large cloves of garlic. I usually marinate the chicken for at least 2 hours, sometimes overnight.
So what do we have in here? Scallions, carrots, and what else?
It's chopped tomatoes, fresh chopped garlic, thyme, and I'm working on some ginger here that I'm about to grate. I'll probably need about 2 tablespoons of this. I used about a pound of carrots, a whole green bell pepper, a whole chopped onion. All right, so we'll grate this ginger up. All right, so here's our ginger. I'm gonna go ahead and put that right there. Everything is eyeball. I'm winging it. Okay, let's get our marinade together. We've got the tomatoes, grated ginger, chopped garlic, and the thyme. We'll go ahead and throw all of this stuff in there.
So what's next, my dear?
So I've got the chopped onion and chopped green bell pepper. Put that in there. Our carrots and our scallions.
Looks colorful.
Yeah. Let's add some seasoning here. And I probably should have put this on top of the chicken. I'm going to put a little bit of onion powder in there, but I'm going to mix all of this up. Fresh ground black pepper, whatever you like. I use about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get the ketchup out. Okay, so the ketchup looks like about 4 tablespoons. One of my secret ingredients, ketchup.
Okay.
All right, so I need some cilantro. Okay, I've got a small bunch of cilantro here, probably about 10 stalks. And I'm going to chop it all up here.
All of these vegetables will give this dish a burst of flavors. We do not cook with salt.
You could add salt to it if you wanted to. Ginger and the garlic, the cilantro, the peppers, and the onions. It's really very flavorful. It'll marinate like that for a couple of hours. Potatoes go in about 20 minutes before you're done. They just need time to get tender. I'm gonna add Sazon seasoning. I put 2 packets in there. Usually I put a broth in there, either a chicken stock or chicken broth or the bouillon. I realize it has a little bit of sodium in it. We're all out of it, so I'm gonna give it a little bit extra flavor with the Sazon seasoning. Toss that again.
It smells really, really good.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
The Sazon has cumin in it and some other flavors, so it's gonna give that meat a little bit more flavor. Next step, we're gonna go ahead and brown the chicken. And we're gonna brown the chicken with some brown sugar in the oil in the pot, and we're gonna show you that process here in a minute, okay?
All right.
I'm glad you smiled because it made me smile. Because my mood isn't that good tonight. Why? Because the devil stole my joy.
Well, you're gonna have to explain that a little bit here.
We had credit card fraud and trying to deal with that. We're gonna go ahead and heat that oil, like about 2 tablespoons.
My husband doesn't measure any of this stuff out, so.
All right, so this is just vegetable oil. You can use whatever oil you want. So once that oil gets nice and hot, I'm gonna put some brown sugar in there. And once that starts bubbling up, I'll brown the chicken in that on a nice hot setting. It'll start to foam up. You don't wanna let it get black because at that point it's starting to burn. All right, so the brown sugar is starting to foam up there and it's starting to get about the way you want it. Let's go ahead and add our chicken. See, it's starting to get a nice caramel color, and that's what you want. Oh, it smells great too. All right, doesn't that look great? Looks really nice, huh? It's absolutely beautiful with that mahogany color, reddish brown. We're not going to cook the chicken all the way. We're just going to brown it on the outside and give it some color. Get some more brown sugar will go in there, and when it gets nice and bubbly, then we'll put the rest of the chicken in. I've got the vegetables. I'm going to kind of layer this a little bit. Another layer of chicken on there. And this smells really, really good. Absolutely delicious. That's the last layer of chicken. And we'll add the last of the vegetables to the pot. Now I need to add some water. Doesn't that look good? I'm going to put about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of water in this bowl, and we'll rinse out all of the balance of the marinade into the pot. We're going to go ahead and put a lid on it now, and we're going to simmer it for 40 minutes until the chicken is done. I'm going to add some potatoes sometime in between. Wish you could smell the stewed chicken. It smells really good.
It does smell good. Okay, so hubby's already cut the potatoes.
Like the chicken's about almost done here, so we'll put the potatoes in. I've got about 5 regular white potatoes. Potatoes usually take about 20 minutes. I'm gonna add some red beans or some kidney beans at the end just for maybe 10 minutes, and it'll be ready to serve. Cover back on and let it simmer for another 20 minutes. So let's get a close-up of this Caribbean-inspired stewed chicken. The potatoes are still cooking. The chicken is almost done. You can see how it's starting to pull away from the bone.
It smells so good.
It smells really good.
I think it's quite interesting that you are into Caribbean dishes for one, and that you know how to make them so well. That's even more amazing to me.
I have a wife that introduced me to Caribbean cooking when I met her. I never had Caribbean food until I met you. Oxtail and curried chicken, roti, all of that. It's really good stuff.
It is.
I kind of got hooked on it. So you have your choice. Usually in the Caribbean and the stewed chicken, I put red beans, the small red beans. Jaretta sometimes prefers the kidney beans, so whatever you prefer. I like the small red beans. The small red beans here, we'll go ahead and rinse them out. And get ready to add them to the stewed chicken.
Do you enjoy cooking?
I do.
You're really good at it.
It's good, it's fun. It's good fun. One of my favorite things to do.
Yeah?
When I get in the kitchen, I kind of get into my zone.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Cool.
it. It's a hobby, and it's something that I like. Let's check on the stewed chicken.
Well, you're really good at it.
I'm glad you think so. If I was bad at it, I would definitely give it up. Piece of the time. I tied it all together with a string, but this piece got loose. So there's the thyme right there. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out now because we don't want to eat that. That's nothing but the stems. We'll get rid of that. We want the potatoes to be done as well, and they're still still a little bit firm. How about those carrots? Let's look at them. They cut real nice. I'm gonna add the beans to it now and simmer it for another 10 minutes or so. It's kind of a comfort food. Okay, we're up to serving here. So let's put a little bit of rice here and we'll get the chicken in.
Okay. That looks so delicious and it smells so good.
That's my version.
Well, yeah.
Caribbean stewed chicken. Here
I want
we
lots of
go.
veggies.
Lots of vegetables.
So that's Sam's Caribbean style chicken.
So that concludes our Caribbean style chicken. I hope you enjoyed watching me cook. Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.